The lean investigator exited the Explorer, jammed the keys in her pocket, and jumped the bar. She saw the old Chevy closing in on her SUV and knew that she would be illuminated by its lights. The detective jumped the ditch and squeezed into the dense canopy between two small oaks. The three Latinos pulled in behind the SUV. All three got out and argued. One wanted to call Valdez for instructions. The second wanted to go back to the townhome parking lot and wait for Niki to return. The third castigated his partners for their cowardice. He called them every name he could think of, and a few he made up on his own. There was no way that he would report a failure to the crime boss. To do so would mean the end of his reputation, if not more dire consequences. They spoke in Spanish, though Niki could only hear one or two words every so often. Two of those she heard were no muerte. She smiled when she realized they were sent to bring her back alive. That fact pushed the odds way over to her advantage. Finally, the assertive Latino convinced the other two the pursuit and capture of the strawberry blonde was the only acceptable solution. Any other outcome would have to be explained, and none of them yet had enough credibility to pull it off. One of them, the presumed leader, flicked on his flashlight, much to Niki's chagrin. Not that she was scared of being spotted, but all three men were likely to stay huddled by the light instead of spreading out during the search. She much preferred to take them one-on-one. Even though she felt confident that she could whip all three together, to do so would take valuable time. These three were not experienced fighters. One of them might fire his weapon in his anxiety, and that was the last thing the detective wanted. A random shot might be fatal to her or one of the other two Latinos. Neither scenario fit into her plan. Niki waited until the three, walking on the paved road, came even with her. Then she exploded out of her hiding place and burst onto the road. Her first kick caught the nearest Latino high in his thigh. He yelped and fell onto the pavement. Her second kick caught a turning Latino in his crotch. He bent over, and she trapped him with a knee to his forehead. The blow was not enough to send him to La La Land, but to addle the henchman for a while. Then she struck out at the leader. He was already facing her, with the flashlight in one hand and the Ruger in the other, aimed at her head. She noticed the pistol was equipped with a suppressor and said a silent thanks to the one above. The last thing she needed right now was a bunch of cops responding to a gunshot. The leader yelled something in Spanish. It might as well have been in ancient Greek to Niki. She was not listening. Instead, the detective tucked into a ball and rolled directly at the gunman. When within reach, her legs sprang, propelling her foot into the Latino's wrist. The weapon spat one bullet before flying into the darkness. Niki heard a splash into a canal that served as the drainage for the property. By then, her other foot smashed into the arm attached to the flashlight. It followed a similar path as that of the pistol. The splash told the story.